Hey everybody, Prince's Friend here. We're back with another review for this week, and it is for Bruno Mars's 24 Karat Magic. This was released in November of 2016, and it's actually Bruno's third studio album. I have to admit something real quick though. Beyond the singles that I've heard and some of the live performances that I've seen of Bruno Mars, I actually haven't listened to a whole Bruno Mars album. So even though this is a third release, this is basically my first exposure to him as an entire artist trying to put out an actual album. The industry was apparently really pressing Bruno hard about getting his next album out, and he said that it will take as long as it takes to get it done, which I really kind of like. He said, I want to write better songs, I want to put on better shows, I want to make better music videos, I want my next album to be better than the first and the second. Obviously, I'm mostly reviewing this individually since I didn't listen to his first and two albums entirely, but I do have the knowledge of his singles and whatnot to compare to. I think that the biggest thing that I noticed was the album's length. I kind of hit play and then it was just kind of over. It's 9 tracks and it's just 34 minutes long. It's kind of short compared to other albums that are released nowadays. I mean, I just did one for Logic's Everybody, and that one was 74 minutes. Like, it's kind of crazy. I think the other thing that I noticed when I was doing some research is that there were at least 4 writers on every track. The good thing is that Bruno Mars was one of them on all of the tracks, so he did have a hand in them. But to me, anything more than like 3 writers on a song, I think it's kind of a sign that it needed a lot of work. It doesn't really make any sense, but that's just me. That's my own personal, I'm so used to artists that this song was written by that person. This song was written by this person. And it's different too, I think, if it's a band. There are a few tracks where Prince and Eric Leeds and Sheila E. and Dr. Fink, they each went in and they put their stamp on the song and they changed what they needed to change, mostly for their instrument. But Bruno Mars being a solo artist, it's hard for me to contemplate why there would need to be so many different people. But you tell me. Let's get into the tracks and let's see if they're good.
Carrot magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out. Second verse for the hustlers. Gangsters.
So the first track is funky and it really screams a lot of Morris Day. The I'm so cool, look at my jewelry kind of vibe that you get. It's really fun. It really gives you some good funk in this song too. You can dance to it, and Bruno's singing is on point. And yes, I call him Bruno. We are on a first name basis, he and I. When you do a kick-ass tribute for my man Prince, you're down with me. So this is a good song.
Ooh, chunky. Looking for them girls with the big old hoops that drop it down in Daisy Dukes. I wanna get down. Yeah, them the ones I'm trying to recruit. I'm looking at you. Yeah, you, baby.
So Chunky is a song about Bruno's love of girls with a little meat on their bones, and here's where me and him kind of see eye to eye for sure. He's also looking for women who are independent, looking to have a good time, and who are stylish. I think the combination basically boils down to the perfect woman. But this is a good track too.
Throw some perm on your attitude. Girl, you gotta relax. Ooh. Let me show you what you got to do. You gotta lay it back. Matter of fact, bang, show how to lay it back. Show how to lay it back.
So I love this song. It brings a real James Brown vibe to the album, which is awesome. I think it shows that Bruno was also inspired by the same artist that inspired Michael Jackson and Prince. So he's reaching back further than just the pop icons and the R&B icons that we've seen in recent years. He's going back further. When I was growing up, I was always really confused. White people, and I don't want to come off like a comedian. It's just like, well, white people are like this and black people are like this. But no, but white people use the term perm when they're curling their hair, and black people use it when they're straightening their hair, otherwise known as relaxing. I used to do that when I was younger. So the song is about You have to relax and just get into the party. I'd throw this one on any party mix. I think it's a really awesome track.
You deserve it, baby, you deserve it all. And I'm gonna give it to you. Gold jewelry shining so bright. Strawberry champagne on us. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like.
So this is the song that actually made me want to review this album. I heard it on the radio and I was like, oh, it's Bruno Mars? Man, that song is amazing. I had actually heard 24 Karat Magic, this song, a while ago, months ago, and I was like, that's pretty good. But this one got me. It's kind of a classic pop song of a dude singing about all the stuff he do for his girl. But the beat is like really staccato. Bruno sings it in such a stylized way that it fits the music magically. If you watch the video too, like he dances all like really crazy, almost like he's doing the robot all the time. But I think it's a really good mix of visuals and musical. The song's awesome. I have nothing else great to say about this.
Versace on the floor.
So when I hear this song, I think of it in the background of like a love scene of a CW show for some reason. Lyrically, it's pretty straightforward. He and his girl are dancing alone, things get steamy, and they start to proceed to the inevitable. All he can think about is leaving her beautiful Versace dress on the floor. Gorgeous song.
I got your body rocking side to side. Straight up. I put you on and now you're feeling right. Straight up. I know exactly what is on your mind. Straight up. Oh baby, we gon' have some fun tonight. Straight up and down. Straight up, straight up, straight up. Straight up and down. Straight up, straight up, straight up.
So this is a cute song about being into a girl and getting her to be into you. Musically, this song is almost kind of doo-woppy in a way. It's a good song, but it doesn't really stand out much against all the other really heavy hitters on the album. I'd like to point out that this song also had the most writers. It had 7 writers on it, which I think speaks for itself. The most writers, and yet it's kind of not the best song on the album.
Calling all my lovelies. Calling all my lovelies. 'Cause I can't get a hold of you.
So this is another one of those Morse Day vibe songs. It's got a funky sound. It's got the attitude down pat. It's about the girl that you want to take out is ignoring your call and not wanting to be with you. So you're lamenting because, oh man, I guess I just have to call one of my other girls. It's a perfect Gigolos Get Lonely 2 kind of song. I love the falsetto and the chorus, and it really makes this song a standout for me.
Out here dripping in finesse. It don't make no sense. Out here dripping in finesse. You know it, you know. Out here dripping in finesse. It don't make no sense. Out here dripping in finesse. You know it, you know it. Now
So this is such a throwback beat. It basically starts off with the Belle Biv DeVoe Poison intro. See? It's also about how the whole room looks at him when he's with his lady. Not sure if it's because she's fine or because he's confident, which is weird because he's fine too. I mean, they can both be fine. It doesn't have to be that a man's looks don't matter and he's a pretty dude. But there's a magic between them. I like this because it actually is not just a I'm awesome and the woman is an accessory. It's definitely worth dancing to. It sounds like it could have been on the radio like 25 years ago though.
ain't nobody gonna love me like the way you do. And you ain't never gonna find a love like mine. Tell me, what can I do to make it up to you? 'Cause what we gets to
And this is the finale track. It borrows from the track before it, and with kind of a throwback musically. It basically sounds like an old Jackson 5 song to me. It's a cute song, though. It's about not wanting to let go of a relationship because it's too good to say goodbye. Though for me, like, if it was too good to say goodbye, then why would you be at the point where they're wanting to say goodbye? I'm a little cynical in that way. I don't know, it's weird. But lyrically, it's straightforward, but it lacks something. I heard Bruno Mars sing some crazy good ballads, but this one just doesn't quite compare. It's a good song, but I just don't know if this is where I would have ended it. I probably would have used Versace On The Floor as my closer, but that's just me personally.
So, in conclusion,
I think this is a great listen personally. The songs are good enough to enjoy, weren't bogged down with multiple choruses that weren't needed or extensive instrumentals. It's short and sweet, and I think it's really, really awesome. It's definitely a pop album all the way, but I like that Bruno Mars's singing was really awesome, and he infused a little bit of funk in with some of the tracks. Again, I think that it is kind of typically pop. It's not a deep album. It's not an album that's going to make you think. It's more one that you're just going to throw on and you're going to dance to it and you're going to have a fun time. But if you're looking for like deep philosophy or political messages or anything like that, you're not going to get that in this one. So if I had to rate it, I probably would give it probably 3.5 stars, maybe 4 stars for the obvious inspirations of Morris Day. So did you listen to this album and say, that's what I like? Or do you think the album needed just a bit more finesse? Let me know down in the comments, and we also have a link in the description if you want to purchase the album. Don't forget to like us, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell thing for notifications. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter @PrincessFriendYT, and may you live to see the dawn.